So hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to walk you through another M-Pesa API, and that is going to be the B2C API. So B2C API is the API that is used to make payments from your business to the customers. Yeah, so some of the most use cases, as you can see from the documentation, is that it can be used for making salary payment, cashback payments, promotional payments such as betting winning payments, and even financial institutions such as SACCOs and even small chairman. And that is what you're going to work on today. We're going to see some of the best practices to implement when working with M-Pesa B2C API. That is how to properly encrypt your password before making the request, and also just overall performance and security. So with me, I already have a project that is currently ongoing. So if I take you through my dashboard, you can see that I already have a loan application that is already made. It's still pending. I haven't approved it, and I'm going to approve it later and also make the disbursement from the application. So the way it works is that you click on the disbursement button, then Celery will take the process from the background. So we're going to see how Celery can handle all the process of disbursing and updating the status in this one using the M-Pesa B2C API. So the first thing that you need to have, of course, you need to have an M-Pesa Daraja portal account, that is. So once you have in your Daraja account, all you need to do is to just go to your applications, create one if you don't. So I'm assuming that you already have one. So once you are under the API section, the API that we're going to work with today is the M-Pesa B2C. Then we are going to select the app that you're working with, that is going to be Investor. So when making requests to the API, you need to use two things over here. There is an initiator name as well as an initiator password. So for Sandbox, Safaricom provides you with a initiator name as well as an initiator password, that is Safaricom123, then those two exclamation marks. But one more thing that you need to do is that you need to encrypt this initiator password before you can actually make a request with it. So you can't just make a request with a raw password like this one. Safaricom needs you to actually encrypt the initiator password before you can actually make a request with this one. So I'm going to show you how you can actually download. There's a sandbox.sat file that you need to download. Then you'll use that to encrypt the initiator password before you can actually make a request. So in this scenario, we are going to encrypt this initiator password. We're going to store it in a database. Then we are going to use it to make requests. So I know it's not the best practice, but this is just for Sandbox. When you are going to production, I wouldn't recommend that you store the password in the database. So you can choose something like VaultGuard to be able to store your credentials instead of storing it inside the database. Okay, this is provided for, so you need like a public certificate that will be used to encrypt your M-Pesa or the initiator password. So you can get for the Sandbox, you can get it here. So if you open this one in a new link, you will be able to download this M-Pesa Sandbox certificate. So this is what you will be using to encrypt your initiator password. So make sure you download it and store it inside a directory inside your project where you will be using it to generate the M-Pesa credential that is going to be used to make the request. Alright, so once you've downloaded that one, I think we are now good to go. We've understood the flow. This is now the request body, the M-Pesa command, that is business payment, the phone number. Part A again is your phone number, but it needs to be a number that is provided by the API. Then you need two important URLs here. The first one is the result URL. The result URL is going to be the URL where Safaricom will post back the response once it has been accepted. So you need to have a public I'm using Cloudflare tunnels and a domain that are registered via Namecheap, so my URLs have been exposed, but you can as well use something like Ngrok for that case. So that is it for the documentation. That is all you need for this one. So we're just going to go straight into the code and see how to implement this one using Django. So the first thing that you need to look at is this. We do have a class here which has all these configurations, such as consumer key, shortcode, passkey, initiator name, as well as the initiator password. So these ones are stored in the database. Now we'll be using them to actually generate the security credentials. So inside the class we have different functions, such as the get security credential, that will only check if the security credential exists. If it doesn't, then it will just throw an error message. So this is my validate security credential. We're just passing in the security credential to actually validate if it really works. But now the real generation of the security credentials happens inside this M-Pesa helpers. So you can see how it's being generated. So generate security credential, we just take in the initiator password that is inside our class, as well as the public key path. You need to set the path to your public key, so that is something that again you need to add inside your model. So after that, we just strip out any blank spaces. We load the public key file. Remember, that is what is going to be used to encrypt the initiator password. Then after loading the public key, we need again to just encrypt it. So this is how it's being encrypted. So just say encrypted, which is public key dot encrypt. So remember, public key was loaded here. Public key is that one. We just load the public key path. The path has been passed here as a parameter. Then after loading that one, we just encrypt it. Okay, so once we have that one, the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to use this generate security credential to actually generate that security credential here. So inside our integrations, we do have commands that is going to be used to set up security credential. So this is where you're going to see the generate security credential into play. This command will be used to generate the security credential for our application. So if you run this command, it will generate that security credential and actually store it inside our database. So it's going to be stored in the database, and then for making the request, we are going to use that security credential that has been encrypted. Right, so that is that for the generation of the security credential. Let's go ahead and test it and see if the security credential has been generated. Okay, so once we have our command ready, the next thing is to run the command to actually generate the security credential. So I'm just going to run the command python manager.py setup security credential. It's a custom command that I created to actually generate that security credential and populate it inside our database. So let's run the command. Okay, so you can see that the security credential already exists. So I had initially generated it, so we don't have to generate it again. It already exists. So we can go ahead and actually simulate our disbursement inside our application. So back to my dashboard, you can see that there was a loan application that was made here. So the first thing is that we need to approve the loan before we can disburse it. So click on that to approve. And once it has been approved, you can see that the total repayments will be calculated. We also have the loan balance that has been updated here. The principal was 5,000, but after approval, all those loan balance and the total repayments will be auto calculated. Now the next thing that you're going to do is to actually disburse the loan. So let's go ahead and click on disburse. Then we'll let Celery and the M-Pesa API do its thing on the background. So let's click on disburse loan, and you can see now the status has been updated to disbursing. So that is how we can use the M-Pesa B2C API to actually make disbursements and make loan disbursement for financial institutions. You can also use it for things like making salary payments and also betting winnings, if you want to have like a wallet where members can just withdraw amount to their M-Pesa. So that is that. And if you look at our task here, you can see that the B2C has been accepted, the B2C payment complete, the status is success. You can see from our logs over here that the request was made, the status is success, the message is it has been initiated successfully. So So that is it for the video. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure to put them into the comment section. So if you found any value in this video, please consider helping the channel through the following 3 ways. Number 1 is that you can like the video, you can subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and number 3 is that you can share it with other fellow developers. By doing so, you not only help the channel, but you also help other like-minded people and developers to actually find this video and learn from it. So that's it for today, and see you in our next episode.